Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee. This is a VR to Steve from Corsair Trainers. He's been doing a series of videos on basically an area study and what resources are around you. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of do a VR to his video and show some of the resources that are around me. And these resources are all available to me and can be basically just used if there was some type of event or some type of economic collapse. You know, this stuff that I'm going to show you guys here, it would be available for me to use. And where I am right now, this is the area where the local municipalities dump brush, and they dump wood that they cut down in the different towns and stuff. And there is just a ton of resources out here. And give you an example here. Behind me, this stack right here, this is apple wood. Apple wood is excellent for cooking food over an open fire or smoking wood. And it's the same apple wood that you would get at a whatever, like a big box store, you know, where it's like $5 or $6 for just a little bag chipped up. There's probably $150 worth of apple wood just laying there that's going to be pushed up on a pile and burned. Back there, you can see that lighter colored leaves. That's some type of ornamental aspen, some type of ornamental softwood. That doesn't hold a lot of heat, but it burns really fast. So if you would cut that up, split that in small pieces, that burns basically just like paper. So it's great for kindling. Turn this here. Back behind me here, I've got a whole stack of cedar and spruce needles. All those things can be used medicinally. They have different properties. But you can see here, there's even some larger pieces that are underneath these brush piles that could be actually used for firewood to stay warm. And this is just basically a dumping ground. You can come back here and pick either this or that out if there is anything out here that you could use. This is just one of the things here. I guess doing my area study, what Steve was talking about. I'm going to show you a couple other things here too. Moving along here on my area study that I'm sharing with you guys, you can see back behind me here, this is a water resource, and the water level is low right now because it's late summer. That's typically how it is around here. A lot of the little creeks and streams and rivers and stuff, they'll be low in August and September because we don't get a lot of rain usually in August and September. But this is definitely a water resource, and it also illustrates a point here. You can see if you want to collect water from here, you're going to have some way to filter it. And more importantly, before you can even do that, you're going to need some way to get down there, to get it, to collect it, and to get it back up in some type of quantity. So this isn't really a one-person job if you want to get any quantity of water out of here. But in the spring, this can also be used for a food resource. Sucker will run in this in the spring when the water level is high. And my father, when he was alive, he actually speared sucker out of this stream many times. So this right here is another thing with like an area study. It not only shows you what the resources are, but what you're going to have to do or what you're going to need to gather and collect those resources. Take you around, show you a couple more things. This here illustrates another resource, and what it is it's a pear tree, and you can see the pears hanging there. This pear tree I've used in the past for both canning pears and picking pears for fresh. And it also illustrates another thing. I have permission to be here and pick pears off of this pear tree, and that's something that you want to establish ahead of time. You want to have those relationships in place in case something does happen, so you can still utilize resources like this that might be available to you. You can see behind me here, there's all kinds of wild plants growing back here. There's thistle, there's milkweed, there's sumac, there's wild grapes. Each one of these has some type of medicinal or some other use. It pays to know what's in your area, what kind of wild plants grow in your area and what they can be used for, because those things can be used as medicine. Some things can be used as food. Some things could be made into things that could be sold. So I believe this is what Steve was getting at when he was talking about area studies and knowing what's in your area. And I think I illustrated pretty decently, food resources, water resources, but also economic resources, stuff like that applewood, stuff that could be chipped up and possibly sold if times got bad, where you could use those basically things that would be thrown away, that they could be used for to be sold, make a little money. And the same thing with the wild plants growing here. You could make different medicinal things out of these plants, and that could also be used. But I think I also illustrated the point of having human resources, having human connections like the pear tree, having permission ahead of time, and knowing people that have specific skills or that have specific resources that you could maybe barter or trade for. You have something that they could use, and you could use those skills to trade for, like those pears. But having those connections before something bad happens is paramount. And I hope this illustrates kind of my version of an area study here for Steve at Corsair Trainers. Area study videos. I will put links in the description for his videos as well, so you can take a look at them. But just sharing this stuff with you guys here this morning on a area study, and showing you a little bit what's in my area. Anyway, you guys take care.